Hello there, people from all places and races. We are here with another Spark Talk. And this one's gonna be quite a short and sweet one that will be like a little intermission between the making of the next part of the Rabbids franchise one. We are gonna talk about a franchise that never thought I would talk about in my entire career. And honestly, it involves a topic that I do believe is quite plausible due to recent circumstances. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. A Skylanders Re-Release is a thing that has come to the minds of the notorious Skylanders fans for a while now, especially because of that early rumor of a trilogy remaster. We are approaching the 15th anniversary of this franchise, and it does seem like a good time to do something about it. Skylanders seems to be having the slow but steady return that Rayman is having recently, just that a tad bit slower since now we only know some U2's toys are coming. Seeing as the stars have aligned for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 to be a thing after the absorption of Vicarious Visions, I do believe there is a chance for many other Activision sagas to return with the help of an external developer, and Skylanders could be the next one. With that said, we shall make a small talk about how a Skylanders re-release should be done. Point 1. The game selected. Which should be the games getting this treatment? Real simple. Spyro's Adventure and Giants. It's obvious that the first two games would be part of a bundle like that, but why leave out Swap Force? There are many reasons for this. First of all, Spyro's Adventure and Giants were both made by Toys for Bob, the creators of the saga, while Swap Force was made by Vicarious Visions. This isn't a bad thing, but Swap Force was made by a different developer and wouldn't make sense to include it with the Toys for Bob games. Second of all, even taking the developer aspect aside, the game is very different from the early games because of the many gameplay changes that were done for it, which includes the jump mechanic and the swapping mechanic that wasn't present in the first two console games. We're not cutting the jump thing from the 2DS games, just want to clarify that. Third and last, going back to the changes thing, the art style and graphics of the game are very different and have aged quite well contrary to the first two titles since it was the saga's jump to HD. To make things simple, Swap Force is too distinct to be bundled in this way and should be left for another compilation of that style. Point 2. Should it be a remaster or a remake? Taking into account where the saga has started, I do believe that a remaster of a game should do the trick. The two titles are already in HD since they come from the 7th generation of consoles, but I do believe they could use some rework and make things a bit brighter and a bit more polished. If it's a remaster, they should use the Wii version as a base and not the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions, since those were more so ports of the Wii version that aren't all that perfect, while the Wii one was the original one made by Toys for Bob. Remember, Spyro's Adventure was once planned to be a Nintendo Wii exclusive, but Nintendo wasn't on board with the idea, so they made it for all consoles and PC at the time, and things have been like that ever since. Point 3. What's gonna happen with the figures? Well, this is the part where it all gets tricky. The whole appeal of Skylanders back in the day were the figurines. That's the reason why it made so much money back then and why it was so beloved by many younglings. The idea of having a toy that not only looked cool but was also connected to a game was incredible. But times have changed and I don't know if this new generation is open to the idea of buying the figurines. With all that said, we highly suggest the Gold Edition of Disney Infinity on PC approach and have all the figures inside the game, or in this case, their data, which also includes the adventure packs. Reprinting, or in this case redoing, the figurines is too expensive and complicated for a remake or a remaster, because that will mean they would also have to make more protos and package them all together. And I don't think the assigned developer or Activision is willing to do it all again. Some may say they could simply add a portal of power functionality as an option for those who bought the original games, but we feel this would be confusing and somewhat hard to implement due to possible compatibility issues. So, for this occasion, these should all be unlocked inside the game day 1. Now, I have an idea how we can make things interesting for the new players who have never played the game. At the very start of the game, instead of using the 3 main Skylanders that were included in the starter pack of each title, they could let us pick 3 characters at the start. Any of the Skylanders, maybe 4 if we start the adventure with a buddy, and we need to finish the game with the ones we selected. So when we finish the adventure, boom! You unlock all the Skylanders and now you can replay the game with all of them! By that time, you already have learned how everything works. You know about the stuff like the elemental and character challenges, how the levels are, how everything controls, and now you have the chance to do it however you want. Wouldn't that be cool? Frankly, the figures thing is the only concern, since the rest of the aspects regarding our Skylanders Re-Release is pretty obvious. What else is there to say? I do believe it could be a proper time to bring back this saga. Let's see what happens, folks. I'll see you around.